Well, we had the full Carson Wentz experience on Sunday. He had the chance for a revenge game to prove his worth against his former team, and it fell flat. Hello everyone, my name's Ollie and welcome back to another episode on the 4th and SKOL YouTube channel. And yes, in this video we're going to be dissecting that Carson Wentz performance against his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Pat McAfee, he did warn us the Carson Wentz experience is an absolute roller coaster. It's a helter-skelter, roll of emotions from highs to, desperate lows, moments filled with panic, moving quickly to ecstasy. It's just too much, to be honest, it's too much. I mean, in this game alone, he had 2 interceptions, 1 pick six where he got absolutely clattered. The other interception being an arm punt, essentially just downfield, hoping that Addison will come away with it. He had a couple really easy missed throws. One was a screen, another was out to Jordan Addison, but behind him. It was just simple stuff. Not forgetting the awkward shovel pass that was in clear intentional grounding that he could have just popped over the top to C.J. Ham for a small gain. 1 from 6 in the red zone as well. Every time we got down to that position, we just completely stalled. It wasn't pretty, but we have to give him credit where it's due. He made some great plays as well. The one on the run where he escaped the pressure and floated it to Naylor. Incredible play. He gave Addison some nice work on the sidelines. He also had a couple of really good scrambles in that 4th quarter when the game was on the line. But then again, it flips again where he's trying to aim deep field down to Jefferson. I think there was like 2 or 3 in a row, which just sort of simply floated over Jefferson's head. And he looked a little bit miffed about it, to be honest. And if we look at his stats, 313 yards, 26 completions from 42 attempts, completion percentage of 61.9%, 0 TDs, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, and an overall rating of 64.9. Now, if we compare that to the other games he's played for the Vikings this season, this is clearly his worst game. And again, it shows the sort of the up and down nature of Carson Wentz. You had a rating of 129.8 against the Bengals. And then again, you took a bit of a fall against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 84.5%. Again, he performed pretty well against the Browns, led that game-winning drive in the end with a rating of 102.1. But again, it's just going from them highs to those lows, from the highs to the lows. And that really reflects the Vikings season, to be honest. There's a pattern emerging with their wins and losses. And I think the overall theme of the season, we're just screaming for consistency, whether that's in QB play, whether that's in injuries, wins, losses. We're just screaming for consistency at this point. I like Carson Wentz. He's a good dude, but here's the thing. You're never going to win this Super Bowl or make a deep run in the playoffs with Carson Wentz. At this point, I don't even think you're going to make the playoffs with Carson Wentz. He does some good things and then he does some really bad things. I think he'll pick up some good wins for us, but ultimately, he just isn't the guy to take us forward this season. There's no point us, going along this trajectory when we're just going to end up either a one in the done in the playoffs or not make the playoffs at all. At this point, I think the goalposts of the season have been moved back slightly, unfortunately. But when JJ does come back, we'll get into that when he does come back. But when he does, I think this is his team going forward. Win, lose or draw, whether we make the playoffs or not. And again, you've got to follow the blueprint of the Drake May. He had a tough rookie year, but look at the Patriots now. They're absolutely flying. They've got the easiest schedule, I think, in the league, and they look like they're going to make the dance pretty comfortably at this point. So then, who do you start at quarterback on Thursday night against the Chargers? Short week, tough week, coming off a big loss at home to the Eagles. We're 3-3 with 500 record. We need to get back on winning ways. So who do you start? You've got Carson Wentz coming off the worst game of his Minnesota Vikings career. and he's probably not healthy either. That left shoulder is probably still bugging him, and he took a big shot in the ribs on that pick 6. We know that J.J McCarthy is unlikely to be fully fit, to be fully healthy on that ankle, and the early reports are that he's likely to be sat and then come back for the Detroit game in week 9. There are some calls, mainly online, there are some calls for Max Brosmer to start. I can't see that happening at all. Let's be realistic, Vikings fans. He's a UDFA. He's never started a game in the NFL before. He had a great training camp, put great work in. He's a great guy preparing. He's a great guy overall. But this is the next level. This is a step up. We're not going to start Max Brosmer. If it was a different story towards the end of the season and the injuries were piling up, then maybe, but not right now. Not away in the Chargers backyard. It's not happening. I think the point is, why are we continuing to hold back J.J McCarthy until he returns to full fitness when Carson Wentz himself is slowly going downhill with his own injuries and fitness? He's quite clearly not 100% either. So why don't we just, get J.J McCarthy in there at 90%, 95%? It's week 8 of the NFL. No one is going to be 100%. There's going to be some bangs. There's going to be some bruises. There's going to be some aching. So why aren't we giving him a chance? And why aren't we, wanting him to get these reps under his belt? That would be my argument to KOC. Realistically, I can probably see Carson Wentz starting another game against the Chargers and that being that. But we need a win. It's important that we start picking up these wins in a row now. We've got the Bears on a roll. I think they've won 4 consecutive games. We're bottom of the NFC North now. Obviously, Detroit beat the Bucks last night as well. The Packers don't look great, but they're picking up wins and they've got that tie under their belt too. So the pressure is starting to mount on the Minnesota Vikings, and I think we need to make a decision on this QB position pretty quick. The Carson Wentz experience is a wild one. It's a weird one, but I think me personally, I'm willing to get off the train now. He's quite clearly not the guy that's going to generate some consistency going forward. He's not going to be the Sam Darnold, Case Keenum type that gets us into the dance. Not that I've seen so far anyway, especially with his lingering injuries. So I think it's time. It's J.J McCarthy time. If he's in that 90% to 100% bracket, and there's a potential lingering risk of injury there, reoccurring injury, I'm just saying all in. I'm putting my chips all in. It's the J.J McCarthy show. Win, lose or draw. But yes, guys, let us know your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on the Carson Wentz experience? Who would you like to start on Thursday night against the Chargers? But as always, thank you very much for watching and listening, and SKOL Vikes.